Crown Jewel has happened, and we've had new champions, amazing matches, and some unforgettable moments. Today, I'm going over my reaction for WWE Crown Jewel Perth, Australia 2025. So we've got choice videos, guys, started to record. Always remember, smash the like and subscribe button to the flipping channel, and let's get into this one. First up, Big Bronson Reed defeats the OTC Roman Reigns in an Australian street fight. A shocking result that Bronson Reed getting one of the biggest wins, maybe the biggest win of his career, over the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns has only been twice in this decade so far, and that is by the American Nightmare, the current undisputed WWE Champion Cody Rhodes, and now Big Bronson Reed. It was actually a good match, you know. Roman Reigns hitting Bronson Reed with a cricket bat and also throwing rugby balls at him as well. It was actually really entertaining. But at the end, though, Bron Breakker came out, hit a dirty spear on Roman Reigns to put him down. And then we heard Uso, main event Jey Uso and Big Jimmy Uso came out to avenge Roman Reigns and take down Bron Breakker for the time being. But Bron Breakker with a dirty spear to Jimmy Uso through the barricade put him out of play. And Jey Uso was ready to put Bronson Reed down. But Bronson moved out of the way and Jey speared Roman through a table, putting Roman down. And then Bron Breakker got back up for another spear on Jey Uso. And a tsunami to Roman Reigns was 1, 2, 3, and that was all she wrote. Roman Reigns gets defeated by Bronson Reed. And at the end of the match, he blames the Usos. He says, we're going to repeat it. He said, I can't do shit around you lot. I do not want to see you lot until Christmas. You always get in my way. And we want to write about old times, but it's not old times. Roman made it clear that it's not the same anymore. So there is tension between the bloodline. But we're going to get more into the division later in this episode. But Bronson Reed defeating Roman Reigns. Next up, the Crown Jewel Women's Championship match. The Women's World Champion Stephanie Vaquer versus the Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton. This match is actually quite a good match, you know. Both of the top champions wrestling each other. Obviously, they teamed on SmackDown against Julia and Kiana James. But this time round, they were facing each other the next night. And this match was actually really good, you know. Just coming off a good street fight as well. They had to cook with this one. And yeah, it has done really well, you know. Both women going back and forth, having their momentum in the match. Both taking each other down and looking like they're both going to win, you know. It looked like they're both going to win. But eventually, the Women's World Champion Stephanie Vaquer came out on top, ending Tiffany Stratton's unbeaten run this year of 17-0 in 2025 to finally put Tiffany Stratton down and be the ultimate Women's Champion of WWE and become the Women's Crown Jewel Champion for only the second time ever. There's only been 2 Crown Jewel Champions, and Stephanie Vaquer writes history, becoming only the second Women's Crown Jewel Champion ever, behind Liv Morgan last year being the first ever. But this match cooked, big up to both women. They've done very, very well. Both top wrestlers, to be fair, and they showed that. They showed their class and why. They have both been champions for a while, so Tiffany Stratton held a title for all year, and Stephanie Vaquer having a good start to her title run. So there's a lot more to come from Stephanie Vaquer and obviously ultimately Tiffany Stratton. But Stephanie Vaquer picks up the win and becomes the Women's Crown Jewel Champion. Next up was for the final time, the greatest of all time, John Cena versus the phenomenal AJ Styles, one last time in both men's careers. Both of these men are going to retire soon. Also, we know John Cena retiring in 2 months' time. It's still so sad. In 2 months, John Cena will be gone. And AJ Styles has confirmed he will be retiring most likely in next year's WrestleMania in 2026. So these two men, for the final time, had an absolute classic. This match was unforgettable. It was more of a finisher fest, I cannot lie. They were just hitting finishers of different people and just showing class. But we saw tombstones, we saw choke slams, we saw the Sister Abigail, we saw the Skull Crusher finale, so I forgot the name, obviously, the Styles Clash, the ankle break, whatever it is, I can't remember what it's called now. Obviously, we saw the 5 Knuckle Shuffle, the AA. We saw so many moves, and just, it was all different. We saw a Sweet Chin Music. We saw a Pedigree. It was all over the place, I can't lie. But it was showing from their generations, all the finishers, just putting on an absolute classic. This was a finisher fest, but it was made to be a finisher fest, and it was so good. Obviously, John Cena did pick up the win against AJ Styles, a needed win after getting absolutely mauled by Brock Lesnar at WrestlePalooza last month. So this win was needed, and it was a good win. But big up to AJ Styles, you know. He came out, and he gave John Cena an ultimate fight in their final match for Cena to finally get the win over AJ Styles, being 3-2 on the overall record of their careers. So John Cena wins the battle between Cena and Styles. But this match was so good. It was match of the night for me. And I was surprised it didn't even main event, to be honest. It was such a big caliber of a match, and how much the fans wanted it was mental. For me, I just don't want to see another Lesnar-Cena, because the last time we saw it, there was such a difference in quality. We know Lesnar is still so big and strong that he dominates Cena, really. And these two men were at their peak abilities. They were showing how class they are. And I could see this match every week. I'd love to, and I'd always be ready to see it every single week. Obviously, AJ Styles gone back to the Judgment Day storyline, and now Cena's got nothing to do until November. He's not turned up till November 10th. We have only 4 dates left for his retirement. November 10th in Boston, Massachusetts. November 17th, his final Monday Night Raw in Madison Square Garden. Survivor Series, November 29th. And Saturday night's main event, John Cena's final match on December 13th. We are getting so close to retirement of the greatest of all time. But John Cena defeats AJ Styles. Next up, being honest, probably one of the most forgettable matches of the night. Rhea Ripley returning to her home of Australia, and Io Sky defeated the Kabuki Warriors of Kairi Sane and Asuka. This match was alright, to be fair. It weren't too bad. I wasn't really watching it. I was trying to do something because I was with some family and stuff. I was quickly doing something. I think I was eating or something. So I didn't really watch this match. But from what I know, it weren't too bad. But we always knew who the winners were going to be. So I ain't really got a lot to say on this match, to be honest. Io Sky picking up the win was actually surprising. I thought Rhea Ripley would get the pin due to obviously having the Australia crowd behind her. But fair enough. I don't think it matters to us. If Rhea Ripley wins, I think that's all they care about. They just wanted their home girl to win, of course. And Io Sky picking up the win against obviously her former tag team, whatever, like the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane. That was interesting and it was good, to be fair. But yes, Rhea Ripley and Io Sky beat the Kabuki Warriors. And like I said, Seth Rollins defeats Cody Rhodes in the Crown Jewel Championship match. This match was phenomenal. It was absolutely amazing, to be fair. And it is contender for match of the night 100%. Definitely second. That is one thing for sure. But Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins both put on a masterclass. We know Cody Rhodes was former before this, 3-0 against Seth Rollins. So Seth Rollins would need the win. With Division behind his back, saying if he was to lose to Cody Rhodes, Paul Heyman would doubt why he ever chose Seth Rollins over the OTC Roman Reigns. And Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed were not confident in Seth. They had lost all belief. So Seth needed to prove to Division why he can beat Cody Rhodes and how he is better than Cody Rhodes, even if Cody Rhodes had defeated him all these times. Because if you look at house shows and everything, Cody Rhodes is 22-0 against Seth Rollins. Rollins had never beaten him, which was one thing that always bugged Rollins when it came to Cody Rhodes. So he needed to win. And both men put on a masterclass. A crossroads from the top rope, a diving headbutt coast to coast from Seth Rollins that looked like he's really injured his arm badly, which I'm worried for, to be honest. But both of these men put out all the finishers, the pedigrees, the stomps, the crossroads, Cody cutters, disaster kicks. It was all amazing, to be fair. But Seth Rollins, in the end, did finally defeat Cody Rhodes with the watch. The watch that Cody Rhodes gifted Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 40 when they teamed together to fight the final boss, The Rock, and back then, the undisputed champion, Roman Reigns. And the watch was used to punch Cody in the face, which knocked Cody out of it. Then a stomp to Cody. And while Cody got back up a little bit, a super stomp from the top rope put Cody's lights out. 1, 2, 3. Seth Rollins finally defeats Cody Rhodes to become the Crown Jewel champion and dethrone Cody Rhodes' reign of the Crown Jewel championship. We know obviously Cody Rhodes defeated Gunther last year to be the Crown Jewel champion. But this year it was different. Cody was not going back to back, and Seth finally got the win and became the second ever Crown Jewel champion. Added another thing to his caliber. And there you go. Seth Rollins, for accomplishments-wise, is one of the greatest of all time. But thank you for watching. It has been hard to record. Always remember to smash that subscribe button to the flipping channel. What did you think of Crown Jewel? Drop your reaction down below now. And I'll see you lot soon. Goodbye, guys.